positive vibes. Thank you guys, the new subscribers and the returning ones. I salute you. Thank you so much for supporting us, writing our videos, subscribing to this channel and commenting down below. I don't take it for granted. If you're there and you're watching our channel or our video or this video, kindly hit that subscription button and join this family that we all talk about the land we all love. We always talk about the land we love because there is no single day we will have something to say about that beautiful island in the Caribbean. And also, guys, kindly join membership so that we can assist us to actually bring this content to you each and every day. Now, the video I'm just about to bring to you guys shocked me because all of us struggle and spend the rest of our lives desiring and eagerly and working hard to go to the countries that we consider are developed. And the minute somebody goes there, we consider them blessed, we consider them having money, by the way, advanced in their financial status. We always desire, at one time or another, everybody in the developing countries desire to go to the developed country so that we can get green pastures. And this started long time ago. And therefore, when I got these videos, I was shocked. Did you know that the Caribbean, Jamaica, Africa, Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, South Africa, Nigeria, Ghana, and all the countries that host or that have black people, we have the potential to be developed country, to sustain our people, to actually live in our country and live a good lifestyle. I'm not the one who is saying this, guys, by the way. I saw white people actually telling Africans and the Caribbeans that you have such a wonderful countries. You have such wonderful land. You have such great opportunities. You have such great resources. And yet, you spend the rest of your lives desiring to go to the white man's land. And all these white people were actually talking about the disadvantages or maybe the hardships that people face when they go to the countries that we consider they have green pastures. I'm not discouraging anyone, but to me, these videos were a shock because I've also worked very hard to go to America, to go to UK, to go to the other countries that are developed so that I can earn more than what we earn in our own land. But did you know, if our readers, if all of us, Africans and the Caribbeans, came together, our countries have such great potential. The other day, we were talking about a great discovery in Jamaica. The oil that has been discovered there, and it is worth millions and millions and millions of dollars. We have also talked about the kind of development that is happening in Jamaica. And of course, in Africa, we have development taking place. And therefore, if Africa and the Caribbean united, and the leadership of the African countries and the Caribbean countries has the interest of people at heart. According to these white people, we have better and great countries than where we run to find green pastures. Maybe you are saying, Lam, what are you talking about? Listen to these videos, guys. I was as shocked as you are to realize that these people are considering our countries far much better than their country. That Jamaica Caribbean. Africa, sorry guys for that. Africa and every other country in Africa, we have better resources, better climatic conditions, better living conditions. I don't know whether I should say living conditions because Africa and any black country is considered to be so poor and so unworthy. But according to these people, they consider us the best countries in the world. Maybe have a look at them and then I'll come back.
Why is nobody talking about this? Ever since I came to Africa, many Africans have come to me and said they will pay me thousands of dollars for me to help them to go to Europe. I haven't helped a single person, and I'm not going to do that. Ask yourself, why, if Europe is so fantastic, why am I then in Africa? Does that make sense? If my own place is so fantastic, why would I be here? Now, you are ready to pay me thousands of dollars for you to go and work hard in Europe, for you to help Europe get back on track. Why won't you stay in Africa and make Africa get on track? It doesn't make sense. You're an African, so why don't you want to help your own continent to grow and prosper? But you want to go to my continent and make that prosper. It doesn't make sense. If you have thousands of dollars that you want to give me for me to help you to go there, spend those thousands of dollars to set up a business here in Africa. And if you need help with that one, I'm willing to help you. But I will never help you to go to Europe and suffer.
If you are not a U.S. citizen, don't come to this country. If you are here and you're not a U.S. citizen, I don't care what kind of documentation you have, and I don't care how long you're staying, whether it's for a week or years, go. If you can go, go. And I know this is what they want, and I hate it because I love to be like, resist. But ending up in an ICE detention facility is not an act of resistance. And it does not matter if you are white passing. It does not matter how smart you are or what you're contributing, or if you're just visiting and you're a tourist. Don't. It's not safe here. We're not safe. They are detaining U.S. citizens. They are detaining tourists. There was a 28-year-old backpacker, a young woman, who is now in an ICE detention facility. It does not matter. If you're leaving and I can come with you, I would love that. Let me know how to do that. I have a master's degree and I'm a very nice person. I'll be very good to your country. But this ain't the place. Get out while you can. And do not send your kids here as foreign exchange students. Do not send them on a student visa. Do not think you're going to come over here and do some kind of medical residency or scientific research. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't marry somebody from here. Don't do it. We're not safe. We're not a good country. We're under authoritarian rule at this point. So, sorry about that.
At this point, we would think that the entire world is well aware of what's happening here in the United States of America. And we would think that knowing that, having that information, access to that information of what is going down, people would not travel here. I continue to see posts, videos of people sharing that they're planning to vacation here during the summer from overseas. And I'm just, I don't know how to get through to you not to do that. We are in a very bad situation here right now. American citizens are being picked up and detained by ICE for no reason. Immigrants are being stripped away from their families in brutal ways. And taken out of the country in some cases. The state senates and houses are rushing all kinds of bills through to create new laws that really hurt people, especially women and children, honestly. The federal Senate and House are in the fastest pace that I've ever seen to get as many things through that can destroy America as possible. Here's the kicker. MAGA's still sleeping. MAGA still does not see or is unwilling to see what's actually happening. Medicaid, Medicare, SNAP, which is food stamps, big cuts. And you can tell them that to their face. You can show them the evidence. You can show them video clips. You can talk until there's just nothing else you can possibly say, and they will not hear you. They are so devoted to their leader. I have noticed, going back to the idea of people from other countries traveling here, I have noticed a definite trend in an increase in the trend of the right hating anyone who is foreign, in their opinion, even if that person is an American citizen. There are videos going around where you have white people driving past a home where perhaps a Mexican flag is being flown because they're proud of their history. They're proud of where their genes come from, where they're from. This person will drive by and tell them it's illegal for them to fly that flag. Get out of the country. It's hateful, it's hurtful, it's dangerous. And I could easily see that type of behavior turn on visitors from other countries. Because I can tell you, at least where I'm at here in Tennessee, you'll definitely get a "where you from?" And they say it just like that. When I moved here from California originally, that happened to me 4 times. The first time I was shocked as shit. I'm like, wait, what? Because in California, we're very welcoming people. We're like, oh my gosh, tell me about where you came from. Oh, we love it. We love your accent. We love this. Very positive, very upbeat, very welcoming. It's not like that here at all. The second time, I was still shocked as shit. The third time, I was starting to get pretty annoyed, and I'm pretty easygoing. The fourth time, I lit it up. Where are you from that makes you think that you're in any position to ask me where I'm from? Where are you from? Yeah, and it got very ugly. I won't do that here, though, but it got ugly. And it hasn't happened to me since. But could you imagine you come over here from overseas with your family, and some American walks up to you with a big attitude and says, "Where are you from?" And in the climate that we're living in right now, I have no problem at all seeing that escalating into something very ugly, potentially. And that worries me, friends. That really worries me. And that's just on, if we talk about just the people here, okay? Some of the people here. If we stay focused on what is happening at the state level and the federal level, it is not friendly towards you. Just like it's not friendly towards me, quite frankly. It's not friendly towards you. If I were in Ireland, I was Irish, there is no way in hell I'd come here right now, no matter what. Because I would not feel safe. I would not trust that my family would be safe. I would not feel, I wouldn't trust that we'd all make it back to Ireland safely and together. You might think I'm exaggerating. I am not exaggerating. That is what we're dealing with here right now. It is a shit show. And I'm not gonna cry on this video. I've cried on a lot of videos. My disappointment and my disgust in what is going on here. My heartbreak over how our administration is treating the rest of the world. My fear of how I might be treated if I ever have the opportunity. I don't know, are we ever going to be allowed to leave? I don't know. But if I ever have the opportunity to go see my friend in Italy, how am I going to be treated? Are they going to say, where are you from? And the second I say America, they're going to feel kind of icky about me? I wouldn't blame them at this point. I mean, all of this is in motion, right? So what are we going to do? Don't travel here. Not now. It's not safe. Please, please, please.
People in West Africa are starting to live better than people in the Western world. Now, I'm not talking about everybody, but I'm talking about if you're well-to-do, if you're doing pretty good in your life, it's better to be doing really well in Africa than it is to be in America. Now, I'm currently in America, and it's like a little bit of a culture shock coming back from Africa, because when you come here, you're around people who, on paper, they're very successful, rich, and all that. But all these people are drowning in debt. They got a nice car, but they don't own it. They've got a lease on it. They may say that they own a house, but they kind of do, but they have a huge mortgage on it. But in Africa, people own everything outright. And what does this lead to, like, in day-to-day life? Well, when you know someone who's well-to-do in Africa, they're a lot more relaxed. They feel like they can go on trips with you. They're a lot more generous. People here, even though they may have a lot of money on paper in America, the second they let their foot off the gas, the second they stop hustling, those bills will catch up on them really quick. And it shows, like, kind of why I feel West Africa is the future, because here people are putting up an appearance of being rich, well-to-do, but it's fueled by debt, and it's fueled by them working 2 jobs. Husband and wife are both working high-paying jobs, 50 hours a week each, and doing all of that to just create this facade. Whereas in West Africa, once these guys have made it, they're living good lives. They're having that balance in life, and they're not killing themselves. So I think long-term, who am I betting on? I'm betting on the lifestyle of West Africa.
I've lived in 5 different countries in Africa. I've lived in Malawi, Botswana, Zambia, Morocco, and Nigeria. I've also traveled extensively in South Africa, Zimbabwe, Namibia, and Egypt. Never once in all my years of living or traveling on the African continent have I been mistreated in any way because of my ethnicity, because of my skin color. And this is in spite of the fact that I come from a country who are guilty for some of the worst colonial crimes ever inflicted throughout human history. That's right, I was born in Great Britain.
Now you have heard for yourself, and I know it is unbelievable that it is the white people that are telling us how wonderful, how beautiful, how awesome our countries are. And for for sure, we have seen some countries that have developed beyond what we expected. I have been talking about Jamaica for the last 2 years, more than 2 years. And I want to say, I have seen a lot of development in Jamaica the years I've been shooting videos about Jamaica. We have seen the construction of stadiums, construction of ports, construction of airports, construction of roads, construction of real estates in Jamaica, agricultural uplifting, technology growing from one level to the other, education level here in the black people country is considered better than the developed country. And yet, we spend our lives planning and working and desiring to go to these countries. And therefore, it was a shock to me. It was a surprise to me. It was a great, what can I call it? Because I thought I also want to travel to those countries so that I can have extra coins to make my life better. And for sure we have seen the people that go there, although in one of those videos, they are considering that those people who go there, they don't tell us the truth. But we have seen for ourselves the people that go to the diaspora doing very well in our nation. Where did we lose the track? Where did we lose the step? Where are we considered to be developing instead of developed? Now, I came across a video where Africa and the Caribbeans had come together to have a talk on how we can unite, come together, develop each other, help each other in terms of education, in terms of business, in terms of growing our economies, so that we can also stand and say, we have transformed our land and our people can work comfortably and live here and or rather have the standard they want, just like the standard they desire when they go abroad. When this meeting was held in Kingston, Jamaica, it was to bring the Africans and the Caribbean islands together so that we can talk and agree where we are going wrong, where we are messing, so that we can come together and build each other and uplift each other and grow each other's economy so that we can have countries that we can be proud of. We have seen a lot we can borrow from the Caribbean, specifically from Jamaica, where I always base my content. There is a lot as Africans we have seen that we can borrow from Jamaica. And of course, Jamaicans can also have something to learn from Africa. And through that, we can exchange ideas, exchange thoughts, and we can come up with the Africa and the Caribbean we want. It's not hard, it's doable. If these people, white people, are coming to our countries and they are telling us your countries are far much better than our countries, then it means for sure our countries are wonderful. They have the potential. They have what it takes to be who we want to be. Now, I don't know whether I've brought the meeting for the video whereby the Africa and the Caribbean can come together to discuss on how they can grow each other. Maybe I can bring it at this juncture, then I'll come back.
Africa and the Caribbean just made history, and almost no one's talking about it. This month in Addis Ababa, Africa and the Caribbean finally sat at the same table to plan a shared future. If you don't follow this page, you're doing what they want, overlooking when unity becomes real. Leaders from the African Union and CARICOM met to talk trade, reparations, free movement, education, and culture. Not as guests, but as partners, with purpose. Imagine flight routes connecting Kingston to Accra, student exchanges as homecomings, and a marketplace where creators sell to each other first. What if this is the generation that turns diaspora into direction, pride into policy, and memory into money for people? They discussed a joint reparations strategy, investment banks that fund black enterprise, and visas that unlock opportunity instead of blocking it. They spoke about carnival and festivals crossing oceans, research teams mapping shared history, and teachers building one curriculum that tells the whole story. How would your life change if your degree worked the same in Lagos, Bridgetown, Port of Spain, and Nairobi? We have argued island by island and country by country long enough. This summit says the future is larger than flags. Yes, there will be challenges, and yes, we will disagree, but unity means we choose the hard work together. Do you believe a connected Africa and Caribbean could rewrite the global economy? Follow, comment, and share to keep this momentum alive, because when we move as one people, no border can hold our future.
So you have seen for yourself, this is a meeting that was held between Africans and the Caribbean to see what they can do to assist each other to grow their economy, to develop their countries, to be where they want to be. With this kind of meetings, with this kind of collaborations, with the kind of development that we have seen in Jamaica, then I think Africa and the Caribbean, we can actually be able to stand on our own, support our people, uplift our people, and live in our countries and live good lives. Because the desire of all of us is to live good lives. And that is why at times people go to look for green pastures so that they can have the best life they can have. And therefore, if we can have this best life in our own countries, then the better. And according to these people, they are telling us it's doable. We are capable of being the people we have always dreamt. Instead of our dreams being based on going diaspora, our dreams can be based on building ourselves, building our nations, and building our countries. That way, we can go very far away in stepping into developed countries. Singapore borrowed a leaf from Jamaica. Actually, the blueprint that Singapore used was from Jamaica. And this tells us Jamaica has a potential to grow. It had the best ideas of being a developed country. It had the best blueprint of becoming a developed country. And the same blueprint was taken to Singapore, and we can see where Singapore is. We only need to collaborate, come together, get united, have good leadership, and the rest will be history. If Singapore did it, why not us? Why not us, the black people? We have to awake. We have to rise up to the occasion and be who God destined us to be, who God created us to be. We can no longer afford to be grasshoppers, crying and crying and crying without taking a step of faith. We have to take a step of faith and move to the next level and go the Singapore direction. And that way, our own people will be able to live in our own country and be comfortable and live the kind of lifestyles that they desire to live. Would you want that? Then we have to work together, we have to collaborate, we have to get united and start creating ideas that can make us to go to the next level. We have seen a lot of creativity in Jamaica, in Africa, in the Caribbean, and therefore we are not limited to anything. We are just limited to our vision. We must take our vision to the next level. And I think that is all what I have for today. Thank you once again for watching us. See you during the next video. Bye-bye and God bless.